Live in HD from the station that brings you more West Texas news. News West 9 First News at 4 starts now.
Right off the top, you are looking at a view over Granbury, Texas. Just take a look at the damage there. 6 people are dead right now and over 100 people hurt after a tornado outbreak ripped across parts of Granbury overnight. I'm Josh Navarro. Audrey Costareno is on assignment in Granbury this afternoon, and she joins us with more.
We're here in Granbury where the tornadoes ripped through last night. As you can see behind me, everything has been reduced to rubble. There's trees everywhere, debris. Officials tell us 6 people have lost their lives and they're no longer doing a search and rescue. It is now a search and recovery. They have been able to locate some of those who are missing. Right now they only have 7 who are trying to recover. So we're going to continue to bring you more information throughout the evening. We are speaking to city officials, getting the latest information on the tornadoes that ripped through Granbury last night. For now, in Granbury, Audrey Costareno, News West 9.
Now here's a look at some of the numbers that have been released since last night's disaster. There are reports of 10 tornadoes hitting the area. Apparently the damage was bad enough to damage at least 100 homes. 6 people have been confirmed dead and 7 are still missing. A total of 37 people were hurt and 3 are still remaining in the hospital. Just as Audrey mentioned, officials have now stopped their search and now it has become a search and recovery effort. The county sheriff told reporters this morning that as soon as his dispatch center notified him last night that the storms were coming in, he activated the county network of 12 to 15 trained storm spotters. Their information was passed on to the National Weather Service, who confirmed the data and recommended warnings to be activated. Officials say so far only adults have died.
The Texas Task Force 2 got out there and has went back through it, so it's been over and over and over again through the area out there, through the subdivision. So I'm pretty confident we haven't left anybody behind, but we're still checking.
Officials just started off a press conference a few minutes ago. Make sure you stay tuned to News West 9 at 5 for the latest. If you want an easy way to help out the folks in Granbury, the Red Cross has set up an account overnight for monetary donations. Just text Red Cross to the number on your screen to donate $10. News West 9 will continue to follow this tornado disaster. For the latest details on this developing story, you can log on to our website, newswest9.com, or look us up on Facebook. Well, switching gears here on Crime Watch, the fate of a Hobbs man is set to be decided next month. Back in 2011, Alejandro Castañeda was accused of killing Jorge Morales. Now, Castañeda is set to go on trial in June. During the investigation, Castañeda confessed to police, saying that he shot Morales because he had been threatened by him with a gun. But Castañeda says he wasn't acting alone. He also told police 3 other men helped him. If convicted, Castañeda could face life in prison. A Midland man is busted after he tries to make a drug trafficking trek. Daniel Bernal was arrested Wednesday after Hobbs police found him waiting outside of a known drug house. When police asked him why he was there, Bernal kept coming up with different alibis. Finally, police searched his van and found over 27 grams of coke. After being handcuffed, Bernal confessed that he was actually there to pick up the drugs and take them back to Midland, and he knew other drug houses around Hobbs. Bernal was arrested and charged with cocaine trafficking. In light of the traffic accident boom around the basin, Odessa police is teaming up with TxDOT to raise seatbelt awareness. At today's event, they showed off just how seatbelts have evolved through the years with a special display of classic and modern pickups. The new Click It or Ticket campaign targets pickup truck drivers because they are the ones who at least use the seatbelts. Police will be out in full force until 2nd of June, making sure everyone is buckled up. The Tall City could be saying goodbye to one of their long-standing museums. The Commemorative Air Force is planning on moving the CAF headquarters to a bigger city. But as you can imagine, not everyone is too happy about it. Although museum is set up to stay in Midland, it'll no longer have the title of a museum. Instead, it'll be designated as an air base and will be updated. Moving quickly to reassure the nations that he's on top of the IRS crisis, President Obama named budget aide Daniel Werfel bail as the new IRS acting commissioner. This just comes after hours after the president denied he knew conservative groups were being targeted by the tax agency. Steve Handelsman has the latest from Washington.
Please be seated, everybody. Good afternoon.
The press conference is currently underway, describing what officials have found so far as to what could be behind the West Texas explosion. Investigators have already ruled out a natural cause such as lightning. They say there's no evidence as of yet that there was a bomb involved. News West 9 is following the story, so make sure you tune in at 5, where we'll have more on what just was released about the investigation. O.J. Simpson is back in court today. Today is day 4 of his latest hearings. Simpson not only wants a new trial, he also wants to have his robbery, assault, and kidnapping conviction thrown out. He was convicted of using a gun and threats forced to get his personal items back from 2 sports memorabilia dealers in Las Vegas. Simpson says his lawyer told him he could use force. He could use some force as long as he didn't trespass. His former attorney is expected to testify in the hearing tomorrow. A California boy has been charged with murder in the stabbing death of his little 8-year-old sister. The boy was in court Wednesday and did not enter a plea. Although there has been many puzzling questions in the case, the sheriff's office hasn't explained what led to the arrest of the brother. When questioned, the boy's attorney maintained his innocence.
There could be so many reasons, and we don't know yet because we just got the discovery. We just got retained. We've done no investigation. We've never really spoken to the DA's office about how they're making their case. So there's no way I could intelligently give you a good answer to that.
The boy is scheduled to appear in court again later this month. Although juvenile court cases are usually handled in private, this one is open to the public because it's a murder charge. A bipartisan group of lawmakers from both chambers of Congress are proposing major changes to military laws for sexual assault cases. The new bill will prevent military commanders from handling sexual assault cases that involve lower-ranking members. Any offense that could result in more than a year imprisonment would be funneled to independent military prosecutors. The legislation will also forbid military commanders from setting aside guilty findings. Both Democratic and Republican leaders are weighing in on the bill.
And for all of us, we believe enough is enough. It's time to change this system that has been held over since George Washington, that is simply not working today for the men and women who are serving.
Just this month, 2 service members tasked with curbing sexual assault in the military have themselves accused of sexual misconduct. Well, a deadly attack in the Middle East has claimed many lives, including American soldiers. We'll tell you where it happened and which notorious insurgent group is claiming responsibility for the attack. Plus, we have an update on Iran's nuclear program and what they are discussing with international leaders. Stay with us. GPS satellite includes a civilian commercial aviation signal, better anti-jamming resistance for military signals, and more accurate atomic clock. Wow, that's pretty cool. Sunday, what's a look coming up? Are we getting sun this weekend?
Yeah, we're getting a lot of sun and a lot of hot temperatures now. As we take a look at the Storm Tracker 9 5-day forecast, we're seeing triple digits again for tomorrow, 103. We could have a slight wind, like a slight breeze out there, but overall it's going to stay very hot. We're having a cold front come in Saturday into Sunday, but not bringing a lot of change with it. Temperatures will still be very hot in the 90s, and by the start of next week, we're going to see that triple digit return into the forecast. So it's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot. That's good. Thank you so much for joining us. More news and weather coming up at 5. Hope you can join us then.